I don't think they're going to do anything about concealed carry. Concealed carry, as I have said in previous of my vlogs, we are the good people. We're the people that could be out there saving your lives one day when Hello everybody. So today it is raining outside. To be honest, I don't even know what it feels like outside. All I know is that is very, very chilly in here. And you see my hair is doing its own thing. And at least it's not like really, really curly today. I don't understand why people want naturally curly hair. It is a lot of work. It actually needs to be washed today, so that's why it's behaving. And that's another reason why my hair is always up, because it is always frizzy. And unless I put conditioner in it, then it will be frizzy and I can't do anything with it. But then if I use conditioner, then guess what? It has to be washed more. And since my body cannot be washed more than every 2 days, my hair doesn't get washed more than that. And usually if I can go without conditioner, it can go for more than a couple of days. So anyway, to all you beautiful women out there that want naturally curly hair, once you have it, trust me, you don't want it. So, with that, let's get to the reason why my vlog, what it is today. What is that vlog? Today's vlog, you know, I watched a couple of things last night with President Trump and a bipartisan party throwing out ideas for bills regarding stronger not really gun control, but more background checks and having teachers go through gun classes to be armed, to end gun-free zones, because those are targets. Those are targets for people who want to go in there like madmen and shoot people. And our last mass murders with the shooters have been in gun-free zones. And if you have a gun-free zone, you're not going to have somebody meeting you with a gun. Regardless if you have a guard with a gun and he doesn't have an automatic weapon, which the last two mass murders have been. They've had an AR-15 with a bump stock, which has turned it into a automatic weapon. We have had 2 stores already who have made their own rules. Won't sell the bump stocks anymore and have raised the age limit to 21 in order to buy a firearm. So we have stores that are already changing their own thing on how you're going to get one, and you can't get this and you can't get that. Now, let's get back to some other issues. I don't think they're going to do anything about concealed carry. Concealed carry, as I have said in previous of my vlogs, We are the good people. We're the people that could be out there saving your lives one day when some idiot decides to walk into a convenience store or out in the parking lot and decides to mow everybody down. We just might be the people out there that say, guess what, you don't see me and I'm going to shoot your ass. So anyway, I think the thing that they're going to do there is they're going to do the, how do you pronounce it, reciprocity or whatever, where your concealed carry goes from state to state. Because in some states it's like, I can leave my state, I can go into Indiana, but before I go into Illinois, I have to lock my gun in a safe that we have in our truck. Then once I get out of Illinois, I can get my gun back out and have it with me, which is really ridiculous because I am a female traveling by myself, and yeah, my gun's not doing me any good if it's in my safe. If somebody decides they're going to hop in the car with me and put their gun to my head and give me ultimatums, I can do this or I can die, when I could be having my gun right next to me, and I say, oh, no, you can get out of my car, you can die. So, that's something that they're going to work on its own. It's not going to be a bill in with something else because it'll never get passed. So, some issues that I have seen, and here, you know, I have mentioned about concealed carry classes, about, you know, it's not a right, like a car, like your driver's license. It's not a right, it's a privilege. So, you know, you had to be trained, and being trained just in a classroom setting, not out on the range shooting, showing that you are capable of handling that gun is not enough. You have to be on the range, showing if your gun gets, you know, the bullet gets stuck or whatever, you are there on the range with your instructor, who is manning your test, can show you exactly what to do and how to take care of it. And if you are shooting a higher caliber gun that you cannot handle, we can find another gun, because there's always people there's got lower caliber guns that you can shoot, and hey, that's probably the lower caliber gun that you probably need to be shooting if the gun you're shooting is too high of a caliber. And so with that, you know, these people are bringing up the fact that, and I'm always correcting people too, but I never even really thought about it until I seen this vlog. And, it was not really a vlog, it's actually more like a news thing. And, you know, people don't know the correct words. They don't know what things are. You know, and as I had said in my previous vlogs, you know, an automatic weapon is, you just keep holding on to the trigger, the bullets keep getting fed, you just hold on to the trigger and it goes pow, 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 pow. And a semi-automatic, you know, the bullets keep getting fed, but you have to keep pulling the trigger. And, you know, people seem to think that the AR-15 is an assault weapon, and it's not. It's just, it just looks cooler than any other rifle. It just doesn't have wood on it. And, but it can be changed over to an automatic weapon with the bump stocks, which President Trump is writing an executive order on. And like I said, the other stores are no longer carrying them. You know, they're already taking a step toward, you know, things that know. Keeps calling a suppressor a silencer. A lot of people call a suppressor a silencer, and it's not. It does not silence a gunshot. It suppresses it. You're still going to hear it, just not as loud. But that's as big as I can get on my little 380. So, but most usually, like in movies, you're going to find magazines that are bigger than that one. There's no limit on amount of magazines that I can own as many of those as I want. I just don't think that I'm going to be involved in any warfare anytime soon, so I don't see the need in owning more than 2, maybe 3, because when I go to the firing range, going through 7 and 8 rounds, you can go through them really, really quick when you're at the gun range. So, that's another reason why people usually own more than a couple of magazines, is when you're going to the firing range, and you do go through them a whole lot quicker. So, you know, so it is kind of like a boxy, rectangular little thing, and it holds cartridges and slides into the bottom of your semi-automatic handgun. It is not a clip. No matter how often the term is misused, it is not a clip, it is a magazine. Magazines hold shells under pressure, spring pressure. And if you guys see me in the last video, these things are hard. When you get up to like the last one, watch my finger. They're hard. They're hard to get in there. Once you get to the last couple, they're under like a spring pressure. And they feed into the firearms chambers, including examples like box, tubular, drum, and rotary magazines. Some are fixed to the firearm while others are removable, and all mine are removable. I haven't seen one that's fixed, and I'm not saying that there aren't, I just haven't seen them. I fired a lot of different guns. When I was with my ex-husband, he had to carry a firearm. He was a peace officer, sworn-in peace officer, and we'd go to the firing range, and we would rent different guns to try, and I shot different guns with him, and I shot different guns with my husband now, and rented different kinds and try them. So, but I've never come across any with a fixed magazine. A cartridge, called a clip, has no spring and does not feed shells directly into the chamber. It holds cartridges in the correct sequence for charging a specific firearms magazine. Stripper clips allow rounds to be stripped into the magazine. Other types are fed along with the shells into the magazine. The M1 Garand famously operates in this fashion. Once all rounds have been fired, the clip is ejected or otherwise released from the firearm. In essence, clips feed magazines. Magazines feed firearms. So you have the clip going into the magazine, so you're not having to refeed the magazine. The magazine's already there. You just have this clip that just keeps on feeding into the magazine, so you're not having to stop and refill the magazine. So, the term assault rifle is very misused, and one of the most damaging terms in the public's perception of firearms. The media, anti-gun groups, and all too many gun owners incorrectly use the term AR-15. Defines assault rifles as selective fire weapons that fire cartridge intermittent in power between submachine and rifle cartridges. The AR-15 and other civilian carbines erroneously called assault rifles do no such thing. They are semi-automatic, non-battlefield firearms. AR does not stand for assault rifle or automatic rifle, as is occasionally amplified, but rather Armalite rifle, after the company developed it in 1950. Anti-gun groups have been hugely successful applying the false label and convince Americans that AR-15s and other semi-auto rifle platforms are fully automatic public threat. Much of the mainstream media now uses assault rifle label broadly and without question. To further capitalize, anti-gun groups completely invented the term assault weapons to broadly cover everything from home defense shotguns to standard capacity handguns, anything they wish to ban. If you have a shotgun, they have the shot shells, the round pieces that you put in. People, these are just common sense. And you know, we are just getting people out here that know nothing. And, you know, it is sad. We have people who do not know the difference, who want to tell us how to shoot guns, how and when we should own them, and wanting to put restrictions on us regarding our Second Amendment rights. And, you know, it is this generation that is wanting to do that. And, you know, this generation knows nothing. They know absolutely nothing. They know what they're taught in school. And they're taught by an awful lot of liberal teachers who have been told to teach their liberal agenda. And that's what they're going by. You know, if they don't know what everything means, the correct words, the correct what's what I'm trying to look for a word and I can't think of it. But anyway, if they don't know what everything about a gun is, if they are misusing words for what it is, then how are they going to be informed on the information in order to get what it is that they actually want done? When everything boils down to is we need to get rid of gun-free zones. Gun-free zones are inviting danger. They're inviting a deranged lunatic into the schools to shoot everybody up. Most churches, I've never seen a church that was a gun-free zone. You know, the shooter that did the Las Vegas concert was a coward. He did that shooting in a sense of the way President Kennedy was shot. He took it way up into a hotel or whatever, and he took them out. There were people there that could shoot back, but had no idea where they were shooting. And you know, when somebody's shooting up that high, everything echoes. It bounces off things. So, you know, everything has been in gun-free zones except for that. So, you know, our problem is not that we need to get rid of guns. It is not that we need stricter rules. It's not that, you know, what's happening and what's going on is anything to do with our gun laws. It has to do that we got morons who, yeah, they probably have some mental illnesses, but our own federal government has been notified, and they never acted on any of these. And they were in gun-free zones. Gun-free zones. That is a problem. That needs to be taken care of. There should be no more gun-free zones. You know, they're going into these schools knowing there's nobody there with a gun. I can go in there, I can do what I want, I can get out, I can commit suicide, or I can leave. And I don't have to worry about anything on the other side once I close that door. So, you know, we've had shootings here in Kentucky. We had one last month. We've had 2 other schools where they went and picked up students and before it happened. And so, you know, a lot of these kids are troubled kids, and it's not necessarily that they have mental problems. They are probably just not getting attention at home, and any attention is better than no attention, even if it's bad attention. And, you know, the media is making them out to be like these celebrities, giving them all this attention and trying to make people feel sorry for them. Well, you know, I'm sorry, I don't feel sorry for you because you just went and lit up a whole school. And then, you know, the media, they're talking to all these kids from the school and bringing them out and just exploiting them even more, and, you know, to feed the liberal agenda. And you know what? That needs to stop too. I mean, I'm sorry, are you gonna pay somebody to come to my door and pretty much commit suicide? Because I don't know of anybody that's going to go door to door to door to every American's house to confiscate guns, because that would be committing suicide and actually cause another civil war. I don't know. But, yes, you know, you cannot do an argument about complain and want to change things if you don't know the correct gun terminology. If you know the correct gun terminology, then hey, sit on down with the rest of us. Let's have a conversation and let's see what we can do. But if you don't know the gun terminology, if you don't have the singlest clue of what anything is, but yet you're demanding things, you know what? I'm sorry what happened, but you're not going to take away something that is my right. It's not going to happen. So, I'm all for it. If you want stricter gun laws, fine. You want stricter background checks, fine. But you know what? I don't know how they think they're going to get the mental health. The mental health part is untouchable. The only thing that they're going to get is when we go to the doctor and the doctor says, well, have you felt like killing yourself lately? Have you tried? And you say no, and if somebody says yes, then they get sent off to the loony bin, for maybe 72 hours, and then they get sent off to the whoever, and that's the only thing they're going to get. They cannot get your records. And I guess that they think that they can, but they can't. And even if they did, do they realize how many medical records they're going to get? And, and then they started talking about, but we got people that who have, mental illnesses, who are taking medication and are not a issue with to society, and and they're on their medication and take it religiously, and we don't want to stop them from being able to. And you know what? 1 out of every 3 Americans have a mental illness. So you have those who are regulars at a psych hospital. I've seen them. I worked at 2 different psych hospitals. I worked on 2 different psych units at 2 different two different hospitals. And they are. You get them better. You send them home. They come right back. They are in a revolving door. And some of them are so manic. You just watch them. And oh my God, they wear you out. I had this one girl, I swear. Oh my God. Till we finally got her medicine where she needed to be. She would walk around, because all it was hallways and open rooms, except for the bedrooms. But those doors were never allowed to be closed unless they were changing clothes. She would walk into what we consider the common room where everybody could sit, relax, watch TV, movies, whatever. She would walk through that room out into the hallway, and there was 2 doors, and it would go around, and she'd come back in. I mean, just constantly. And I'm just sitting here watching her, because I was on the resident watch. I had on the patient watch. I had to see where everybody was, and you had to do that every 15 minutes. And so she wore me out just watching her. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, and some of them, to get them to do things, you weren't supposed to do it, but I did. I did for this one girl, and I was the only one that could get this one girl to finally take her medicine, to get her to do the things she was supposed to do, to get her better so she could go home. And she did get better, and she did go home, and she never came back, and her mom loved me to death. Oh my God, I would I would bribe her with her favorite candy bar. She would take her medicine. She would take her baths, which even when they take their baths, they don't go in there by themselves. It doesn't matter if you're a male or female. Females, they wanted a female nurse in there. Males didn't matter, female or male. You know, you turn your back a little bit because you gotta make sure I have nothing that they can't have. And but I always had to be in there with her, and but she got better, and a couple of times her mom brought pizza for her, and they always made sure I got some thing. I did. I became what was it? I had they called me the drill sergeant. And when they were when they needed somebody on another unit, they would ask for me. Oh, I kept our unit. Our unit ran smoothly. People knew if they didn't do what they were supposed to be doing, some things are going to be taken away from them that night. They did what they were supposed to be doing. I wasn't not liked. I was well liked. But I kept everybody in shape, made them do what they were supposed to do. If they didn't do it, they didn't get this. And not just one person got not just one person got punished. Everybody got punished. So everybody made sure that everybody did what they were supposed to do. Anyway, so I got off topic. So anyway, I'm just going to stop right here. I'm tired, and yeah. So anyway, I don't know what happened to last night's vlog. I don't know if it's something with YouTube, because I noticed on some other people's that their vlogs were doing the same thing. So I had thought about re-downloading it, to YouTube again, but I noticed that it was like that to other YouTubers. So if it continues and I see that it's still doing it and it hasn't been doing it to other YouTubers, then I might go ahead and change it. Then I might not.